That's crazy. That's crazy. So when I stream straight to Mixer using the stream key, it doesn't work. But when I go through Restream, it does work. Using the stream key, it doesn't work. But when I go through Restream, it does work. Using the stream key. And not only for Mixer, but it works for Twitch as well. And not only for Mixer, but it works for Twitch as well. Although Twitch playback does keep buffering. Just up your rate, mate. Using NVENC, if I push out a lower bit rate, it just gets pixel. I mean, the lowest I'd be prepared to drop it to is 5,000. Any lower than that, I don't think it's going to work. And not only for Mixer, but it works for Twitch as well. Mic quality's not exactly what I was after. And not only for Mixer, but it works for Twitch as well. Although Twitch playback does keep buffering. Just up your rate, mate. Using NVENC, if I push out a lower bit rate, it just gets pixel. I mean, the lowest I'd be prepared to drop it to is 5,000. Any lower than that, I don't think it's going to work. And not only for Mixer. Check 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for YouTube live
Check
stream.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for YouTube live
Check 1,
stream.
2, 3, 4, 5 for YouTube live stream. Now, now, now. That's pretty good. Now the only problem, actually no, restream works fine. It's about the same, that's the annoying part. So I might as well leave it up higher for the other two. Still buffers just as much as it ever did. Yeah, but it's not your fault. I'm messing about with stream settings. I was having some issues earlier whereby when I was streaming to Mixer through OBS, Mixer was just showing a black screen. The chat was fine and the interactive soundboard was fine, but the video was black and I wasn't sure why. And I reinstalled, I uninstalled and reinstalled OBS, and it was still happening. So I've changed my streaming service to restream.io, which pushes out to the 3 platforms: YouTube, Twitch, and Mixer. Now, I thought the game might be blocking it, but I switched games and it was showing. So I'm pushing it out through going through Restream to Mixer, and it's fine. And it's also YouTube's fine as well, and YouTube Gaming, I should say. Twitch is still buffering. So annoying. Doesn't seem to matter what I do. It doesn't seem to matter how low I drop my. I've got my bitrate at 5,000 at the moment, which is fairly low for what I usually have. Because if I go much lower than that, the NVENC encoder on the graphics card comes out pixelated. But it seems okay. I don't know. Let me load up. Yeah, I know. The only thing that you're absolutely right, but the only thing that keeps coming back to Twitch is so many people watch it. If you have a look at all the metrics, they piss all over the other guys, Mixer and YouTube. It's just got so many people who watch, and I don't care about followers per se, but if you got more people watching, it's more fun for me, I reckon. Historically, I don't know why. Historically, I actually changed my YouTube account, but historically, for some reason, I seem to get more people through YouTube than I do when I stream simultaneously to all 3. So I don't know. Yeah, so that's the only reason I keep sort of coming back to them. And I use Restream. I've always been happy with that. It's just that Twitch has the 6,000 kilobit per second bitrate maximum for. I think it's different if you're affiliated or partnered or however it works. Don't quote me. I'm not sure how that works. But and more of my followers, if I go to Streamlabs and whatnot, more of my followers historically have come from Twitch. And people say, the Twitch community is toxic and stuff, but I find that a streamer's community is reflective of the streamer themselves, and the community it's the same. It's the same as real life. The support network that you have created for yourself is a reflection of you as an individual, and I think, even with Twitch, the kind of people that you might attract and keep around, and like you and me, how we keep going into certain channels and watching them and being a part of those, the people who are there, to some extent, it's a reflection upon the streamer themselves. So to just make a blanket statement and say, the Twitch community is toxic, I can't support that. There are bad people, yes, but there are good and bad people anywhere, and I've found good and bad people on Mixer as well. So, and that's part of the reason I persevere with trying to, historically I've done the multi-streaming thing just for shits and giggles, just for the tech aspect of it, just to see if I can get it to work and to understand how it works and everything. Yeah, I know you know, and and the fact that I can't get it to work bothers me. There really ought to be no reason why I can't get all 3 to work. So, and Twitch is up. I'm streaming. I'm streaming to all three now. I don't know. You might be able to tell me. Go and have a look at my Twitch channel, which is what the hell is it? Which is that. Now, when I'm watching the playback, it buffers. And if it's buffering for me, and I did a download test a few minutes ago, I'm getting around about 220 MIPS download speed, and about what was it, 30 MIPS up at the moment. And even when I'm watching it, the playback buffers. This is my. Let me just switch to. So this is Restream. I don't know if you've seen it. I've probably talked about it a little bit. So basically, what happens is you sign up to these fellas. It's free. They give you a stream key, and the service is called Restream.io. They've got a server in Sydney. And you put those details in your OBS before you push it out, and then Restream push it to these three. You sign up for them, or you connect these services up to Restream. I don't know if they also do. There, look here. These are all the various services that you can simultaneously push out to whilst using Restream. There you go. The first main three: Mixer, Twitch, YouTube Gaming. Then you got Smashcast, Periscope, which that's a Facebook thing, I think. And all these other ones, you can also add a custom RTMP server or Facebook Live. What's the other one? Oh, Caffeine's the other one I was looking in. Caffeine is another streaming platform. But anyway, point being, why would they have to reconnect? Yeah, it's already connected. I'm already pushing them in. So there you go. I've stopped following a few. Funny you should say that. I went through a cull last night, in fact, on Twitch, and I unfollowed a whole bunch of people. You go through phases. You go through fads. So many, yeah. It's good. I'm telling you, it's a good service, Restream. And it does this what it does is it does transcoding, right? Which means you have to, when you first sign up, they give you some free hours, but after that you have to buy them. And they're like, what's the pricing structure? $10 for 5 hours, $20 for 10 hours, $50 for 25 hours. And you buy transcoding hours, and what it does is it. Why do they have to reconnect just because I refreshed the page? Anyway, like Twitch, if you push out your OBS at a certain bit rate, what the transcoding does is it will, you turn it on, you can adjust the width of the resolution and also the bit rate. So you can tell Restream to push bit rates and resolutions to your different platforms at different levels, different sizes. So, because this is Twitch, I can say, look, let's transcode that down to 4,000. And then you can use. I've got this funky resolutions here because that's a They only do 1080p maximum, and it's a complicated, but basically to keep an, because it all stems from the fact that I use an ultra wide screen, so I have to rescale the screen from 3440 by 1440, use the encoder on OBS down to 1080, and then when you do the transcoding, it only has a maximum, what do you call it, resolution of, no, it was 1080, but can't remember now. They only allow a maximum width of 1920. That's what it is. They only allow 1920 width. So in order to maintain a 21:9 aspect ratio for the ultra wide screen, the height has to be 824. That's what it is. Because I had to use a converter. This is all the complicated shit just to get Twitch to be halfway decent. Now when I load my Twitch page, it buffers. It's ridiculous. Even if I reload it, let me refresh it. Still buffers. Let me just go back to the regular intermission screen. Bang. Buffers again. Can't friggin' win with Twitch. I give up. Fuck them, I don't care. I'm gonna restream to these guys. People are gonna come in my Twitch chat, complain about it, and I'll say, well, just come over and have a look at my Mixer channel. I'll steal people from Twitch, convert them over to Mixer and YouTube gaming. I hear you trying to understand. Sorry, Zil, I got all a bit technical there, brother. Point is, Twitch make it twice as friggin' hard as it needs to be. Let me reload my YouTube channel. I want to see how that's traveling. And I was a happy camper until recently. Mixer's been not great. I'm finding more and more people complaining about this black screen, or I've come into a few Mixer streams and I've had to refresh the stream 3 or 4 times for it to load. Now, how arbitrary is that? Yeah, YouTube's fine. Now my challenge is I have my streaming app bot. Cotton is doing that to me a lot. Doing what? Getting techie on you. Go back to my display capture. Wait a minute. A lot. Well, tell him then. He's talking over your head. No point having a conversation if the person at the other end doesn't understand you. That's curious. My Mix It Up streamer app, even though I have it on top of my desktop, I'm looking at it right now.
it doesn't show on my screen. It's like it's permanently invisible. Invisible on purpose. That's interesting. I didn't realize that was the case. Anyway, the point I was about to make is that God damn it, I can't type this late at night. This thing here. Piss off, mix it up. This is the streaming bot that I use when the page decides to load. You may have seen it already. The only mixer bot you'll ever need, period. Now, I've been using this for some weeks now. It's in beta and they keep updating it and stuff, and it's great. And it does everything. You can see here all the features. And I was going to show you on screen, but when I pull it on screen, it remains invisible. That's going to be in settings, surely. I didn't know that, actually. Just having a quick look here. No. So it's great for mixer. Just PC. I don't own a console. The last console I owned was in fact, I don't know where it is. Nintendo GameCube. But I did find my old Super Nintendo console. I'll have to dust that off, see if it still works. What did I play on that? Battletoads. Mortal Kombat. Anyway. No, I don't have an Xbox. I can't play console stuff anymore. I've been doing PC for so long, I don't know how to use a controller. So, anyway, you can see all this stuff. Oh, here we go. There's some of the screenshots. I'll just let that scroll. That's events. That's a game queue, so you can, people who want to queue up to play with you. They've got a giveaway app, timers with messages that will just play. Interactive soundboard, so you can edit it there. Moderation in terms of banned words and such. Commands, obviously, we're familiar with those. Connecting with the various services, you can also have overlays, and you can connect it to OBS Studio for WebSockets and remote connection. That was the chat. This one here, that's what the chat. Oh shit! Where is it? There. Ever sent this to Cotton? Yeah, I have, but I've posted the link to this website, this Mix It Up website, right? And the interface is nice and clean. Everything works well. It's great for if all you do is mixer. What's this one? Customizing commands with special identifiers and stuff. So I've got like one, my dad jokes buttons and my Chuck Norris stuff. That's in there. Currency. See, there's one. That Facebook. That's a timer through this because I've got it on at the moment. And it's still going. So you can see here you download the exe installer. They've also got a bunch of video tutorials for you might like to watch that. Being a mod, it's handy to know how some of this stuff works because some of it you can do within chat. Various commands you can enable within chat. You create them in Mix It Up, but then you type them in chat to use them. And you can have many more than what is typically the case just through the standard chat bots like Scotty Bot or I don't know, whatever Mixer's standard chat bot is. I'm not familiar. And they have a Discord server, so you can connect to their Discord server if you've got any tech questions or whatever you want to talk about. Mix it up. So it's great if that's all you use. It's a Mixer specific stream bot app, which is pretty good, which I've been using. But now that I'm switching back to this restream and stuff, the challenge for me then becomes I won't be able to view the chat from YouTube viewers in this bot. So either I have to revert back to Scorpbot. Wonder if Microsoft will pick them up. You know what? That was one of the things I wondered when I first saw it, because one of the thing that made me think about it was all this sort of blue theme and the kind of I don't know what you call this color theme and the flat. Reminded me of some of the stuff with the mobile Windows operating system and stuff like that. It just looks very Microsoft, but no, it's just these blokes. I think they're Mixer people. So testimonials, I never really looked at that. Anyway, enough of me selling that shit. YouTube's still fine. Mixer's still fine. At least it was fine. Let me reload it. A beta that's not a beta for Mixer. Yeah, even that wool, geez, hang on. Even though it's in beta, it's getting updated quite a fair bit. I mean, every second time I start it up, there's an update, and they're fixing bugs all the time. Not that I've noticed those bugs particularly myself, anyway. They're fixing bugs that I find it to be actually quite stable, and it works great. And once you get to know how to navigate it, um, there's a couple little wish list things I'd have, but they're certainly not broken. They're just enhancements that I wouldn't mind. But other than that, it's pretty good. Anyway, I'm going to sign off, but I was really only testing my restream to see if I could get Twitch transcoding to work, but the problem is you have to pay for the hours for the transcoding and it still doesn't work properly, so I'm inclined not to bother with. I just can't get Twitch to stream properly. In-game scene. Yeah, that's funny. So if I stream directly to Mixer, it doesn't work. If I push the stream to restream.io first, loads fine, runs fine. Freaking stupid. Can't wait. You know what I should do? I might actually just crank up a game and see if I can see if it'll alright. Browser. Let's open Garena. play. Oh, this is the other problem. Ring of Elysium, the game capture source in OBS doesn't like it. But if I change it to window capture, it's happier with that. Start that. One of the problems with this game is that only the maximum resolution is 1920 by 1200. When I change it to full screen, it fucks with my screen. It doesn't like it. So I play it in windowed mode. Seems to actually be working. Beta may be the reason for the limits. Sorry, Zil. Beta for which? And what limits? Northeast or southwest, somewhere there. Ah, yeah, absolutely. They just haven't, they're working on it. First person's coming soon too, apparently. Yeah, I imagine they'll get more reses as they develop. One benefit of having these lower reses though is that where are they shooting already? This game will run on, what's going on with the anti-aliasing? It's making a liar out of me. This game will run on low-end machines. Like this game will run on a laptop.
Really?
Wind is too loud.
What shit are you talking about? Loot. Yeah, that's the first thing I noticed in this game. The loot has little spinning icons on top of them. They're all color coded.
Need an assault rifle.
The other thing that's great is as soon as you pick up a gun, it auto loads. And also, all automatic weapons are instantly in automatic fire mode. Not that I've friggin' got any. Here we go. MP5 and a Remington. See that? I didn't make that load animation. As soon as you switch to it.
Oh shit, it's got no ammo. I need 12 gauge.
As soon as I pick it up, it loads. It also has auto peek. So all you do is aim. I think I'll go down this.
Don't want to.
Yes, it is. It is very much like that other one. Whose name I struggle to utter. I'll tell you why. Shit! I knew I could hear him! Where was he? Where was he? Across the street. I knew I heard him. Get on your Warren. It's not Tick Tick. It's Tarkov, Escape from Tarkov. No, I didn't mean that one. I meant PUBG. Like Voldemort, you know, that game whose name we shall not speak. This is very much. This is almost like a direct rip-off of that, except for one glaring difference. This game actually runs. Yeah, it's not fantastic yet. You can see here it's got dynamic weather. See in the top left. Oh shit, I had that turn up too loud. You've got so the game. This game's in the morning, but there's two weather conditions. You can see it started off with cloudy and light rain. So this is the light rain. And it's got spectate mode. You can see I can spectate the guy who killed me, and if he gets killed, you can continue to spectate the people who killed him. Even though... And it's a beta, a real beta, not 2 years in saying it's beta. Well, it hasn't been out for 2 years. It's only been out for a few months. But there's still... Who knows how long it's going to be in beta for?
I wouldn't have a clue.
Well, I'll tell you one thing they did get right. They got the net code, the underlying code right. So it loads, it connects and loads and runs straight away.
And because the resolutions is fairly low at the moment, oh, I beg your pardon, yes, exactly. So the maximum res at the moment is 1920 by 1200, which is well, it's curious for me because I'm playing it in windowed mode at the moment, which you can't really tell from the stream. But because I have a 3440 by 1440 screen, a 1920 by 1200 resolution sits in a window, almost looks like a square, even though technically it's a 16:9 aspect ratio. But I think this is part of why it runs smoothly. It doesn't have these super high resolutions, so it doesn't need a fantastic graphics card to run. But funnily enough, the textures, they're okay, they're fine. Makes me wonder how high a res we actually need. They still need to fine tune it. It still needs work. The anti-aliasing needs a bit of work. Some edges look a bit shimmery sometimes. But the pickup animation is quick. Weapons auto load. Assault rifles can have 2 scopes on them, and you can toggle back and forth between the 2 scopes. If you have a look down the bottom, you see where it says in the HUD down the bottom, you can see where it says V. It says red dot. So you press V. I think it's V or Control V. Yeah, V, and you can have a second scope there. Whatever the 2 different scopes that weapon will take, you can put them on there, and you can toggle back and forth between the 2 scopes. So essentially, you've got 2 ARs, you've got 4 scopes you're running, and they don't sit in your they don't take up room in your backpack. They're part of the weapon loadout. Three levels of bags, 3 levels of helmets, 3 levels of vests, and they're all in-game loot. Not like PUBG, put level 3 helmets in the bloody airdrops. Vehicles need a little bit of work, but you can get around. The map's not anywhere as big as the first map on PUBG. FTP. Nice. What do you mean FTP? Yes, it is. That's the other thing people like about it. It is 100% free. Initially, because it's made by the Tencent with the Chinese mob, and it's coming out of I think it's Thailand or China, I can't remember. The game launcher is called Garena, and it was I think it is region locked, which blocks the US. So you needed a VPN initially to run it if you're in the US, but I think they opened it up. Yeah, but I think they changed it. It's just because I've seen some US people playing it, and they weren't necessarily using VPNs to do it. So they changed it. It's just that you have to put up so they've opened it up to everybody, but if you're in the US, you're going to get a shitty ping speed. Like when I play this, I get a ping that's about like 8 to 10 seconds. Beg your pardon, milliseconds. But if you're in the US, there's no way you're going to get that playing this game because the servers are in Thailand, I think. And that was the other thing. When it first came out, it was in Thai, so you had to. There was a workaround to change one of the system files to switch it over to English. So you had to create a batch file to change the game menus to English, and then run that each time. But they since put a patch in that lets people change to English in the game menu without having to do all that shit now. So it's getting better. When it first came out, the footsteps were so loud you couldn't hear anything. And now they've pulled the sound of the footsteps right back. So it's much better. It's got a marker system, so if you press, because of the auto peak, you don't need Q and E to peak left and right. You can auto peak left and right, depending on what corner you're standing next to an object. So what they've done is they've made Q into a marker system. So you point your crosshair on an object, press Q, and it marks that for a few seconds, like maybe 3 to 5 seconds for your teammates. So instead of saying, "Oh, that direction, this compass heading by that building with this color," you can just say over there. You hit Q, and they can see exactly where you're marked on the map, and that lasts for a couple of seconds. So you can say, well, where's that guy shooting from? And you can say he's over there. Look there, bang, hit Q. Like's going all right. There's 13 people left. Don't usually watch people to the end, but I'm just leaving this up so you can see. Takes a little bit of getting used to the little. I don't know if the icons, the spinning icons above you get used to the color coding and stuff. And it's all similar. The weapons are similar to PUBG, but there's a couple of different ones. He's got that sniper rifle he has is a Mosin, and it comes with a preloaded 6x scope, and you can't put anything else on it except an extended mag. That's all. There's an M4, but there's no M16. They have a G28, which is similar to the SKS. And they have an LVOAC, which is similar to a AK. But they also have AKs. What else they got? They got Desert Eagles. You look at this. This is not the highest resolution of a game that you'll ever see, but it looks fine. Plus, I'm looking at it at 1200. I'm streaming at 1080, so obviously it's not. It doesn't look as good on the stream as it would if you're playing it. Got hit markers. You watch when he makes a hit. Little red diagonals. Missed. Missed. You watch when he hits, you'll see the marker. Bang. Oh, he just moved. Come on, mate. I'm trying to illustrate a point here. Hit him. There. See that? You saw the blood. But did they change that? They had little hit markers, which were like like an X, 4 diagonal little red lines. You could also hear it when you hit someone. It made a little noise, which is great because you definitely know you've hit someone instead of having to guess. Dude, shoot him. There, you can hear a vehicle. cursor's disappeared. What's going on? Much less bullet drop. It feels like they might work on that later on, but for right now, it feels like there's not a lot of bullet drop with everything, except over quite large distances. See you later, Warren. That's the LVOA. Sorry, my cursor dropped there for a second. The other good thing is the map's not massive, and they only have 60 players per match at the moment, which is quite smart because they're not overloading their servers. So you don't get, well, I mean, I'm in Australia, which is closer to Asia than some other places, so I don't experience desync or lag. The game runs buttery smooth because it's not drawing a lot of system resources to run. This is the thing. All the stuff that PUBG and Fortnite are good at the moment, this game will get there. But the fundamental code underlying its basic operation is sound. That's what's encouraging. Smoke grenades, it's like smoke. It's like actual smoke. Ooh, nice headshot. It seems like they might have face hits, because I've seen a couple of occasions where people hit someone in the head. And the helmet is still 100% intact. If PUBG and Fortnite are smart, they will watch, learn, and use just like other games do. Yeah, but that's true. But the problem is the basic code that runs the engine underlying Fortnite is broken, and they can't repair it at this stage. It's too late. They have to start from scratch, which they never do. Actually, they've just inserted blood spatters in this. There didn't used to be. They've just put that in. Every time I start this game up, they've done another little patch, another little something. I want to see the hit markers. It was a good hit. Come on guys, you can't stay at the same two trees for the next minute and a half. Circle's coming in. That's a drop. See that ball? The other good thing is, at close range, you can absolutely hip fire and still hit your enemy. There, we've just switched because he killed him. What's he got? M4 and LVOA. Level 3 backpack, level 2 helmet, and a level 3 vest. That's the other good thing in this game. The loot seems... The volume of loot is quite good. There's enough of everything. You feel like you can... You're not going to die because you don't have a weapon. You don't have loot. If you drop hot, you might. But if you don't have to go far to be able to feel like you've got a good chance of getting loot. The loot system is quite plentiful, relatively speaking. The other thing is, when you get into a fight, a couple of headshots and you're dead. There's no T1000 Terminators running around. Shoot people a couple of times and they're dead. Like in real life. So battles are over quickly. Yeah, it is. It is part of the fun, but what I'm saying is, in this, if you drop away from the hot zones, you will get a weapon. I want to see a hit, because I think they've taken away, I think they've replaced the hit markers with blood spatter. Those footsteps, I don't know if you can hear them, but there we go. They've replaced the hit markers with blood spatter. There you go. So that's a change they've made. They also had a damage indicator in terms of like when someone's shooting at you, if they hit you, there's like a red circle in the center of the screen. I don't know if there are any orgs in this. Oh, beg your pardon. Yeah, it is too. You can see on the indicator there. I actually don't know what's in the airdrops. There's that ball there. That's an airdrop. Comes down on a balloon, not a parachute. Yeah, we can't see what he's picking up because we're spectating him. So those are the loot drops. That's what they look like, and they come down with a balloon, and then the balloon floats away. Three left. There. Yeah, that was one hit and he's down to 56. I don't know if was he 100%? 2 or 3 shots and you've killed someone. I actually like it. And the other interesting thing is you're never 100% safe in this game. You feel like you have to keep moving. All the buildings are quite open. There's plenty of windows and people can see in and stuff. But at the same time, you do feel like the game has plenty of cover. It's a weird thing to say. I'm contradicting myself. Boom. Another one. 2. Yeah, see how, I mean, you've got these walls and everything, but you see how many windows are? All the buildings are like this. Yes, you've got some protection, but they've changed the sound of that. Unless it's suppressed, I can't tell. Nice kill. There you go. That's the other thing I like. The menu just works. Bang. Return to lobby, and here we are. Click on a game, and it starts. You got these weekly challenges at the moment where you got to do these bits and pieces. You got rewards with crates. None of you can't. Don't think there's no in-game currency. You can't buy anything. I mean, you get points and
You can customize your face. It only costs you 20 credits. Unlike PUBG, where you're stuck with your character for ages, so it costs a lot to change it. This costs stuff all. 20 credits is nothing. Face, preset faces, and once you've got a preset face, then you can spend ages. No, that's right. It's not pay to win. It's just faces, just skins. You've got a buddy list over here, which is slightly different to the. They've got a buddy list. This is what they call the friends list. These are your friends. Now these are my Ring of Elysium friends, but then you've also got the game launcher friends, and the game launcher is called Garena or G Arena. And you have friends on that, which are separate to friends that for the particular games that live in the launcher, because the launcher has a number of games, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 that I can see. So each of those 7 games, you can have your own a friend list for each of those games, as distinct from friend list that lives at the launcher level. So there's 2 levels of friends: game friends and launcher friends. A bit confusing. Vault, boards, statistics, weekly challenge, play. Now you watch this. Leave. Solo. Watch that. Watch what happens. Now this is. Go away, Loots. Watch. So click on solo and the game loads. Watch this. Bang. Click. Estimated time 15 seconds. Well, it's usually more than that. But the point is, you click start and the game starts. This is what I was pissing and moaning about with PUBG the other day. You don't have to refresh the lobby. You don't have to restart the game. You click start and the game starts. There's also no what do you call it? Loading zone, loading area. What do you call it? Lobby. That was the lobby. You're straight into the plane. Right, you can hear the plane now. Yeah, it takes a second to load. Bang, you're in. And you can check the map straight away. So what it does is it hovers in one spot for a minute. You can see it's waiting while it's getting people in. And then there's a look at the map. Alerts you to tell you that you can now jump, which I like, because people get distracted. Oh, bang bang! You get all the green lights on the tail fin to tell you that yes, you can jump now. You've got gliders. I don't know that you can.
pump in the air gains any distance. Vector, auto loads, bang, ready to go. It's on auto fire. The other thing I like, automatic weapons in auto fire straight away. In fact, I'm going down this. Yeah, this side of the street. The pickup animation is quite quick relative to PUBG. You pick loot up faster. And attachments auto attach. So look at this. That compensator and that extended magazine were attached the second I pick them up. Rosa. Piss off, I didn't mean to pick that up. I don't need that 12 gauge. Find some meds though. Did I get upstairs? I already did. $762 is yellow. 45 is blue. 556 is green. Which I think might be the case in the other game, but it never seemed that obvious. There's a much clearer distinction. What do I need? 45 and 7. Vector. The hollow. Groza, that's the iron sight for the Groza. Where's the map? Hidden in. Level 2 helmet. 5, don't want 9. Oh. Hey, what I do need to go to the toilet. And you can get on the roofs. Which way do I want to go? I want to head over there. Too easy. Or when you get back, take a piss for me while you're there. Hey, Wait. Rows are in the. Is the Vector a submachine gun? Yeah, it is. Vector's a submachine gun. Rose is an AR. Shit. Look at that. You keep moving while you're healing. I like that.
In what sense? Like, what's like in terms of its percentage of completion? What stage is the office at? I'm so gonna die before I get there. 35%. So is the furniture in? There are hit markers. How come when I saw him, it was blood spatter? I don't like this. I'm pinched here. Frick. Set up the computer, run the cable. Right, so there's a desk. Ongoing. Fair enough. What's this thing got? That's got a red dot and that's got a hollow. That's all I got. God damn it. I'm not lasting this. I can actually stay here for now. Watch me ass. The other good thing in this game, you can bandage to 100%. Yes, they are. They're very dense, just like me. You can't shoot through a hay bale. Fuck, I don't need a piss. I'm going to take this bloke on in the barn. I might die, but whatever. I think he's upstairs. Or he's outside. The other side of the barn. I don't think he left. There's a lot of shooting going on. This match might be finished soon. It's only 13 blokes left. 12 now. Long Luyen. Plenty of Thai names. Chinese names. There we go. Camping bastard. But see how quickly battle. If you hit people, they die. This is what I like. The other thing too is because there's not a. I need that vehicle. Where is he? Give us your car, mate. Where is he?
Piss off. I've got a vector.
Level 3 helmet now, and a level 3 vest. Level 3 backpack, how's it full? It's 8 times as. Don't need the 7.6. 45 and 5.56. You need the first aid. Twice. Yes, I know. The fuck was that? Shit! How am I not dead? Love and magic, that's why I'm not dead. Where am I going? Over there. Sunlight, can't see shit. The house. That house. Okay, let's go. Guys. God damn, there's tufts of grass everywhere.
Hell, there's 7 guys in here. Fuck. Don't like it. Don't like it. Shit. God, I was getting out of the window! God damn it! 4th. There was only 2 guys left. I killed 4 players. Rank 4. There's only 2 guys left. Oh, there's still 2. Beg your pardon. Yeah, it was a bit of fun. Didn't play that well. I should have stayed around the outside, wait for him to come out. Bugger. It's not going to work in this area. He's further. He's on the other side of the blue. Where's the white circle? There. Coming in from the other side of the house. They're on opposite sides of the house. Use your 3rd person. I mean, this is the last circle. They're in it. He's got to be out. He's on the. He's got to be outside the fence. The fuck is he shooting at? Or is he baiting him? Is that nade? Did that nade get over? It did. Too far. Heal! What are you doing? Heal! Yeah, look. He's got an LVOA. He's got an LVOA and an AUG. Very good. Be right back. Can hear in your back and forth. No probs. Happy with that. How many points to get? Ooh, got a few points for that. Can I get any, what do you call it? Crates? Yeah, I can get one. Blue. Nerdy sunglasses black. Fair enough. I'll be putting those on immediately. 6 days, 23 hours. It's a curious system, this, whereby you loot things, but you don't get to keep them. Because I had a couple other things. But they run out. You can see they got time delays on. Yoo-hoo! All the better to see you with. Do get some permanent things, but they already had them to begin with. Anyway. Why can't I retweet your tweets? What's the tweet? I mean, to be honest, I don't tweet very often. Unless I've got something automated. Let me just log into Twitter. I don't know. Can you set it so that nobody can retweet you? I don't know how. I'm not sure how it works. Any of them. Yeah, I'm just opening Twitter. Where's your settings? Profile and settings.
Profile, settings and privacy. Your Twitter data. Accessibility. No. Notifications? No, I don't think. Privacy and safety. Tweet privacy. Protect your tweets. Your tweets are currently protected. Only those you approve will receive your tweets. Your future tweets will not be available publicly. Tweets posted previously may still be publicly visible in some places. Is that direct messages? That's the only privacy setting I can see that might affect it. Only those you approve will receive your tweets. Which would mean those people can't retweet them. That's probably what it is, bros. So, what does that mean? That means we have to be friends on Twitter for you to be able to see my tweet. And that people who are not friends cannot see them. Well, that sort of makes sense. Depends how private you want to be, I suppose. Photo tagging, discoverability. Sensitive content. That's the only setting I can think that it might be. Let me turn that off. Reload. Right, try it now. See if you can retweet something now. Is that a default setting, or did I accidentally turn that on? I don't remember making a conscious decision to turn that on. Where are my tweets? Oh, there. I suppose, of course, I can retweet my own shit. You're the one who has to test it. Restream auto tweets when you start your stream. Got it. Okay. You're gonna have to send out a new one. Oh. Okay. How do you tweet? Oh, there. No, that's what's happening. There. Okay. Test tweet. Brazil. Send. Done. I'm guessing that possibly has done it. And I'm assuming that that's probably not a default setting because otherwise you wouldn't have made mention of it.
Oh, we're at dusk. Okay. There's the moon. Seriously? I get that bandage? Oops, already had that. Do I want 276 weapons? Look, I'll take it for now, but I want the 4 times on the Groza or on the AK? Come at me, bro. Come at me. Five. Don't want that. I'm on a level 2 vest though. Don't have a submachine gun. Shit! Totally wasn't watching! That's a good shot. That's a good kill from there. Just as the rain started too and I couldn't hear him. Is he gonna come and get my shit? Look out. I think the game's froze. Oh, there he is. Yeah, he's coming to get my stuff. I clicked on spectate. It's frozen. Spectate function hasn't worked. On. The first real glitch I've ever seen. Wasn't major. What's the time? Holy shit! It's 1 in the morning. This is what happens. I was only getting on here to piss part around. How long have I been going? An hour and 3/4. 0 drop frames. Love it. CPU's at 6%. Love it. 60 FPS. Solid. 4,500 kilobits per second. I'm pretty sure I've got it set to 5,000. the default preset. Pretty happy with that. I'll have to watch this stream back and see what the quality's like. Resolutions.
Zill, if you're still there, I mean, I know you're in chat, but I know you're back and forth doing other bits and pieces. But if you're there, all well and good. Just want to say thanks for hanging out, brother. I do appreciate it. It's always much more fun when you do this shit with other people. That's part of the reason you want to play, is share the experience. And for helping me work through some of those bits and pieces, that's quite helpful. The bloody Twitter thing, that's a bit. Check that out. Might Google that, see what the go is. But otherwise, I want to say thanks for being here, and we'll see you next time when we're probably both in there harassing his lordship. I don't really know what his schedule is. He did say what it was. We should put his schedule up on his he should edit his, what do you call it, about me section in Mixer, because there's bugger all information there. For someone who's on so often, he's woefully disorganized. In fact, no, he's not disorganized. He's unorganized. It's not that he has things that are all over the place. It's just that he doesn't have them. Unorganized. Anyway, yes, I will talk to you later. Bye for now. Stopping the stream.